Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how I laid out my kitchen. I took a lot of time thinking through how exactly I wanted to have everything laid out. Everything has a purpose in this kitchen, but I also wanted to make sure it looks really pretty as well. So we took both aesthetic stuff and also useful things and kind of mixed them all together, and we ended up with this. So I'm gonna walk you through my thought processes behind why I made things the way I did and why I think that it was the best choice for me. I'm very happy with the layout of this kitchen and how it turned out, so let me show you how I did it. Okay, so first the island. Now this was one of the most important things for me. I spend a lot of time cooking and I love having a very wide open space for prepping everything. So when I'm getting ready to cook, I usually will move all this back or just take it completely off, and I have a ton of space for anything that I am making. So on this first drawer, I have a bunch of knives and some cheese graters and some cheese slicers. So that's mostly what I have in here, and I also have some drink koozies in the back. Then you take one drawer down, and I have several bowls and a chopping machine. And then the last one, I have a casserole dish and a microwave. So I made sure that I had a bunch of drawers. That was also very important to me. I find storing things, it's a lot easier to get into drawers than cabinets, because you can open them up all the way and you can just reach in instead of having to like get down low and crawl and have to move a bunch of things around to get to them. So that's why I went with mostly drawers in this. Right here, I have some cutting boards. And then in here, I have the garbage can. Now I made sure to have right by where I was gonna be doing cooking and chopping and all that kind of stuff, so that when I'm in the middle of chopping, I can easily get out my cutting board, grab my knife, and then you do chop, 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 chop. And then let's say I cut up an onion and it has the end. I can just open this up and plop it in, and everything is right there. I hardly had to take a step. Just nice to have everything within its arm's reach. So there's that. Then you take one step further down. This is where I have all my like plastic bags, little clips, sealing stuff, all that kind of thing. In here I have a bunch of storage. So again, I have leftover food. I need to put it away. Large space, I can just reach down and grab whatever I need, and it's really easy to get to. And down here, I have some glass bowls, like a pie pan, just also some storage. So that is how I set up my island. I love this. I spend most of my time on this work surface. I love the color of it, even though technically this is not the correct one. When our contractors ordered it, they ordered the gray one and it was supposed to be gold to match this. So I was bummed out that it wasn't the actual color, but I still really liked the color that it is. So that's the only one big downside to what we all got done. Okay, and over here we have my kitchen sink. We ended up putting in a corner window. This is so nice. It lets in so much of this afternoon sunlight and really lights up the place naturally. I currently don't even have any lights on, and most of the day I don't turn on any lights just because there's so much natural light coming through all the windows in here, so I'm loving that. Also, my herbs are loving that. They get plenty of sun here and they have been thriving. Now here I have a big two-sided sink, and I got the gold faucet to go with the gold handles to kind of tie all that together. And then if you look down here, I have a cabinet, and that's just where I keep all of my cleaning supplies. So nothing too special there, but there is a lot of space even all the way back into the corner. So if I really need to put something away that I don't use that often, that would be a great spot for it. Okay, and to the left of my sink, I have a drawer where I keep some of my like griddles and stuff like that for the stove. And then right next to that, I have the dishwasher. Now the dishwasher, I wanted to make sure it was really close to the sink so that when I'm putting stuff in, you can go right over there and it doesn't drip too much. So that was very purposeful. My dishwasher likes to sing to me. So does my oven, so most of my appliances like to sing. Then over here, I have a microwave. I wanted to make sure it was hidden because I don't use it that often, but when I do, it's always great to have a microwave. And I like to have it out of the way just so it's not so cluttered on the countertop. So that's where we put this. And then it has a small drawer underneath it. So tiny bit of storage, not that much, but it's better than nothing. And then I have my fridge. Now this fridge is really nice. It's quite large, so I have plenty of room for all the stuff I need. And it also has a fun thing where it makes circle ice. So I've been enjoying having this. Most of the time I will have actually iced coffee in the morning instead of hot coffee. And so I usually use these ice cubes, and they're just add a fun little twist to my iced coffee. And now for the main attraction. I actually got these brackets from Amazon, and I got the wood. Oops, it's very sensitive. I got the wood from Home Depot, and I sanded it and put a clear coat on it just to protect it from all the things that happen in kitchens. And it is just so nice to be able to display all of the kitchen stuff that I think actually looks really pretty too. And it's sad sometimes when they just get put away. So it's great to be able to display them, but it's also functional. Like if I'm just grabbing a glass of water, it's right there. Or if I'm looking for a new recipe, I can grab it really easily. Even with the food up here, it's very easy to grab things and just go. I love these little glass containers to store my pasta. And I have some oatmeal and pistachios. This pistachio container I got from an estate sale, and I absolutely think it is so cute, and it really matches the vibe. So I was very happy with that find. Up here, I have some things like almonds, granola, rice, and quinoa. And then way up top, I have more pictures and just the decorative stuff because that's not very easy to reach. But overall, I think it's just a lot of fun to see all this stuff. And I got some plants growing too. And let me do something with this potato. It's trying to grow away. Oops. But that is this area. And finally over here, I have the main thing, which is the stove. Now I have a 5-burner gas stove, and the oven is in here, and it's actually this really vivid blue color, so that's always kind of fun to see whenever I open it up. Over here, I have all my utensils that I will need for cooking, so it's just easy to grab and go. And then in here is where I keep all my silverware. Now I like to keep it here, well, one, because it's just close for when I'm eating, and then two, when you're doing the dishes and unloading things, it's very quick to get to. Down here, I have some strainers and some cast iron pots, so I keep those down here. Up here, I have a ton of glasses. One thing is, if you come over to my house, we'll never not have a glass. I have so many cups. I do not know how I came into the possession of so many, but whatever size, color, anything, I have it. I also decided to go with this range hood, and it has this nice glass piece over top, so I think it looks really sleek, but then it also takes away any smoke or anything else that I'm cooking with as it goes up. And then over here is where I keep all of my plates and my bowls, some measuring stuff, just all sorts of things that I use for eating. And here is one of my favorite things. It is my KitchenAid. I absolutely love this color. I believe it's called Ice Blue, I want to say. But I have been obsessed with this color ever since I was a little kid. I mean, as you can see, I have a bunch of other things kind of that color as well. I've been kind of going with the turquoisey blue color and the green in this kitchen. And those two colors go really great together too. So I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I also have a little chopper thing. This is great for when you're cutting onions if you don't want to cry so much. It just blitzes them up for you. And then in here I have some measuring cups, some extra towels, a whisk, hot pads, all that good stuff that you need while cooking. Then in here I have all my pots and pans. I got Perot pans recently, and I have been trying them out. Now it says that they're not great on gas stoves, and you really need to watch them to make sure that the flames aren't going over it, because if it does, it could stain the bottoms. I had that happen once, but I did use bar keepers on it and that took it right out. But you have to be very careful with this. So if you're not very careful when you're cooking, I'd maybe stay away from it. But if you are, these are great, and they are also great for electric stoves and induction stoves. So if you have those, you shouldn't have any problems with these, but that's the only thing I've noticed about these. But I do love them, and I love the color of them, so. And then down here I have some more of those, and I also have a double boiler for if I'm ever melting any chocolate or something that needs a little lighter of a touch when melting. And finally, I have the pantry. I love the size of this. It is huge and it fits all of my stuff that I need so far. If I get a lot more, I may start running out of space, but for now, it is all I need. Now down here I have a bunch of spices and oils, and I have apple cider vinegar, a bunch of crackers and stuff, snacky kind of things, peanut butter, cereal, and way at the bottom I have a crock pot and a George Foreman for if I'm making like paninis or something like that. And then up here is where I keep most of my canned stuff, my dried out stuff. I have some pasta up here, more oatmeal over here, and then over here I have my baking things. So like if I'm gonna make cookies, it's all in this one spot, so it's easy to grab when I'm gonna start to cook. Okay, and over here, last but not least, I have this little wine hutch. I got this from an estate sale years ago, and it stores all of my wines. I also have some spirits in the bottom. This had a lot more racks, but I don't go through that much wine. So I took out half of them and just put some like spirits down there so they can stand up straight and not be crowded. And then up here, I just have a little cocktail mixers. I have a wine glass, some little shot glasses, and I got some bitters to add some flavors to it. These are even fun for if you're making mocktails to add a little bit of extra flavoring to your drink. These are great. And then I have a couple of little cookbooks and these cute little copper mugs. Okay, that concludes my tour of my kitchen. I hope that this gave you maybe some ideas for how to organize your kitchen or set it up if you're about to start a remodel project. This has worked really well for me. I've been in here for about 2 months and I have not had any issues with it. If I ever do, I can always change things up. It's not that hard, but I'm really proud of how much thought I put into it ahead of time to make it my perfect kitchen. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe and come back for more adventures.